jolly good. Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clank Zoka, and welcome back to another My Thoughts On. Today, I'll be talking about Wildfire. Oh, sorry. The Secret Garden. I was going to talk about Wildfire, but it's not out on digital. I mean, by the time you're watching this, it probably is. I have no idea. It is on Curzon Home Cinema, sorry. But I can't be bothered to watch it on my phone again, so I just had to look elsewhere and see if there's anywhere else for me to watch it, and I couldn't find anywhere. So, no luck there. But I decided to choose a different movie. This is one that also stars Colin Firth, which I've talked about. Supernova, he was in that with Stanley Tucci. And this is a film. It's based on a very well-known story novel by, I can't remember her name, bear with me, Frances Hodgson Burnett. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but there you go. But she also wrote A Little Princess, and yeah, that's it. That's all I can think of, mate. Alright, so this is a movie that, okay, I've seen the trailer for, when I went to go and see Wolf Walkers in cinemas, I saw the trailer for this and I thought, wow, blimey, it genuinely looks wonderful. It looks really, really nice. Unfortunately, I didn't see it when it came out, because October time of last year, it was pretty much when we were going into lockdown, and I wanted to see Wolf Walkers pretty much. So yeah, but I haven't forgot about it. I've seen the DVD so many times in the shops. I don't know, and then the critical response for the movie seems very split. Like, why would you make another remake of a very well-known story? And to answer your question, I do not know. A lot of studios do that. They just do. So, I gave it a watch after too long of leaving it out. What do I think of it? Well, let's have a look. So this young girl named Mary gets sent to her uncle after her parents tragically passed away during the war. Passed away. So she goes to this estate, and she's looked after. I wouldn't say looked after, but being told what to do by her uncle Archibald Craven, played by Colin Firth, and the maiden, I guess, Miss Medlock, played by Julie Walters, and so she has to follow the rules. Basically, don't go in any rooms, be back in bed by blah 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 this time. And she is pretty much exactly how you expect her to be. And she's allowed to play outside until she discovers this garden. And within the garden is a secret. And as the film will go on, there's more to the garden, and there's also someone else who our main character Mary brings along as well. And then things happen, but the film's theme is all about loss. And how can I put this? Okay, here's what I like about the story. I like its theme. the theme of loss, and the magical secret garden is a place where you can reflect on your loved ones, and it's a pretty good metaphor because obviously when someone dies, you like to go pass away or die. You know, you like to go somewhere where you can just relax and, collect your thoughts and just be at peace or be on your own. Because, everyone wants to be on their own at some point when something bad happens, and this film reflects that, I thought, pretty well. And The Secret Garden seems to be a good representation of that because, there's a character in the movie who's lost their mother, and he does not want to be reminded of the place, which is understandable because, bad memories hurt, and you can't cope with loss as well. There were times this movie reminded me of Where the Wild Things Are, my favourite movie in terms of themes. And I think that movie deals with these sort of themes better, but it didn't deal with loss from what I remember anyways. But this film does, and I think it did it very, very well. It understands its theme and audience, and it's mature about it, and I do appreciate that. The film story, however, it's pretty much what you would expect. Our main character is a bratty girl, a bossy girl at best, I suppose. She goes somewhere, she doesn't like it, and yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. I've never read the book, as you can probably imagine, but I don't know if people would say this is the most accurate representation of the book. There's other versions of it, like there's the Maggie Smith version, I think from the early 90s, and I can't remember anything else. And I don't know about you, but this is it's not a very cheery movie. I don't mean like in a depressing way. I mean, this movie is depressing, but these characters are not very likeable. I'll get onto that in a minute, but it's not a cheery, pleasant, upbeat movie, which I get it's not supposed to be. I know the adults are just doing their job and being strict on the rules and everything, but yeah, this wasn't a very cheery movie, like, at all. Even our main character is so bossy and despicable. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, really. And there are so many scenes that do feel very rinsed and repeat. Like, it doesn't feel new or fresh. I don't know if this is how it is in the book. I imagine it is, so I cannot possibly comment, but there you go. But there, okay, she comes across this boy named I can't remember his name, Colin, and she talks to Colin, who's really ill, and the uncle, Archibald Craven, doesn't want her to find out about him, and you know what happens. She does, and then something happens. I couldn't get into it because the characters are so despicable and so unlikable, and I get it because they lost someone and they feel depressed and angry and moody, but it didn't make me warm up to them or anything like that. Even the tone I thought was very underwhelming. Like, I didn't get a sense of wonder or heart to it. I did get wonder from the looks, from the look of the movie, but we'll go on to that in a minute, really. But yeah, what I do like about the movie is its theme. Actually, the last few minutes of the movie was genuinely breathtaking. Hell, there are even some really wonderful scenes that are actually very, very breathtaking. Like, very wonderful, very genuine, very lovely to look at. It's, even in the garden, it's so beautiful and so full of life. And that's genuinely what anyone could ever want. But the story, the tone of the movie kind of washes away from anything that you could enjoy, really. It's not horrible. It does the best it could, and it did get interesting towards the end, really. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is high quality storytelling, I guess. Well, visuals. This is a very pretty movie. Like, this is gorgeous. This is what I was really looking forward to about the movie. And, well, I was not disappointed. This is a really good, solid, outstandingly gorgeous movie. Like, this is one of the most beautiful looking movies I've seen from last year. I haven't seen any other movie quite like it in the world, and it shows. It is, the backgrounds, the cinematography, outstanding. It's so gorgeous. Even the garden is delightful, absolutely delightful. The use of CG at times does look a bit obvious, and the camera work is sometimes a bit weird. I don't know why, but it wasn't much of a bother. There's a little bit of CGI on the Robin in the movie. God, yeah, it's not exactly great CGI, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad, but it's the garden and the cinematography and everything else that makes this so gorgeous and so lifelike. And the costumes too, the estate, it's gorgeous. Really, really fantastic stuff to look at. I loved the way this film looked. So, yeah, there you go. Again, CGI is a bit noticeable, and the green screen is pretty terrible. I'm very, very sorry. And the Robin CG is not very good, but it looks gorgeous. Excuse me, and the way it looks is very nice. It's a pleasant movie to look at. Very, very gorgeous. Despite the lack in bad effects and all that. Characters and acting. How can I put it nicely? These characters act like, I guess, how they are in the book. But I've never read the book, so I cannot possibly comment. Yeah, that's all I've got. I genuinely don't know if I generally can't tell if they're amazing or deep or anything, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about it, really. There wasn't one character in the movie that I thought worked or stood out. This comes back to the point that these characters are not very likeable and they're very, very mean. The main character is so bossy she's very bossy and very troublesome and very aggressively, high-pitchedly annoying. Didn't like her. She forces someone to come out of their comfort zone. I get it, it's to save the person from dying or giving them something a lot more than just happiness. It's oh, bloody hell. I didn't like her that much, really. I mean, I understand where she's coming from. It's fine. She's lost someone and she's dealing with, coping with loss, but I just really couldn't get into her. I genuinely don't know. Even the Lord Archibald Craven is just your typical, high order lord, bossy, has other things going on that he can't deal with, and Mrs. Medlock is just the strict, maid worker, and you got these two kids who are very unmemorable, really, and there's a dog. And the dog, to be fair, the dog's very cute. Even though these characters do not seem to work as well as I expect it, I'll give them that the actors did try, and I can praise them that much. Dixie Igerix, really, really, really good as Mary. Even though her character was annoying and bossy, she plays it well. I don't know how old she was when they filmed it, but she is clearly a huge standout in the movie. And I hope to see her in more projects and films other than this. Oh, he was in The Little Stranger. Ha! That's cool, I guess, but I have never seen it, so I cannot possibly say. Colin Firth is pretty good, not as good as he was in Supernova, but he plays it fine, and he's not in it for long. Shame, but he's good. Julie Walters, national treasure, very, very delightful, even if she's very moody, bossy too. You've also got Amir Wilson, who plays Dickon, who's like a friend to Mary, and I can't remember how we first meet him, or how Mary first knows of him. You got Colin, who's like the bossy, like concerned kid of them all, and yeah, he's alright. Everyone else is alright. Okay, the characters are not awful. They're not. But they just didn't stand out, and they didn't leave much of an impact other than they're shouty and mean. But the actors do pull off the best they can, so I cannot fault them for that at all. But my favourite thing about the movie is the score by Dario Marilani. I think that's how you pronounce it. He did the music for a couple of the Leica movies, including The Box Trolls, Cooper and the Two Strings. He did Paddington 2, which, coincidentally, this was distributed by Heyday Films and Studio Canal, who did Harry Potter and obviously Paddington. And his music here is fucking fantastic. So gorgeous, so lovely, so... it breathes with you. It feels like you're in the garden with this just magnificent music. There's also a really good song by Aurora, who, again, coincidentally, did a song for Wolfwalkers. That's her version of Running with the Wolves. The song's really good, by the way. Have a listen. It is so nice. Her song does fit with the theme of the movie and all that, and her music is good for when you're actually sad or anything, so, yeah. This is one of those movies where you feel like you like it, but you wish you liked it more, and this, unfortunately, is the case. Don't get me wrong, I like the movie, and I know people didn't. On one hand, I can see why, on the other, honestly, it's really not bad. It's pretty good. The Secret Garden, I wouldn't say is as amazing as Wolfwalkers or Paddington or anything like that, but it's a pretty good, decent enough attempt to retell a classic story. It looks beautiful, the actors pull off the best they can, the score is the most magical thing about the movie. I like the themes. Third act was genuinely interesting from beginning to end, and the directing's not bad. It's pretty good, yeah. But the main character's bossy. All of the characters just don't leave no impact whatsoever. It's CG's a bit ruiny and a bit shimmer, but yeah, and and the story just loses focus at times, and I couldn't follow it all the way through in terms of what it's trying to tell me. But it tried. I can say that. But yeah, if you like the book, I don't know if this will sway you or or convince you that this is a really good movie. If you've got kids, I think they'll like it, because this is not a kids movie. I say family movie, because I think they will like the themes in the movie of loss as well, and they'll admire the visuals too, especially when Mary goes into the dressing room. Gorgeous. There's so many gorgeous scenes in the movie. So yeah, I don't think it's great, but I liked it more than I disliked it. I wish I liked it more. I wish I loved it, but I didn't. Um, Again, I get why people don't like it, but I don't think it deserves that hate. I think the ratings for the film is a bit unfair. I mean, come on, it's not that bad. Give it a chance. So I'm gonna give the film a 7.5 out of 10. It's not great, but I'd be lying if I said I did kind of like it when you think about it. There you go, The Secret Garden. Oh, sorry, The Secret Garden 2020. It tried, but it didn't do enough. But enough for me to at least kind of enjoy it, I guess. I guess. Yeah. There you go. So, what am I doing next? Well, that's for you to find out. So yeah, if you have seen this version of The Secret Garden, what do you think about? I was gonna sneeze there for a minute, but sorry. What do you think about it? Is it good, bad, decent? Do you want to see it? Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.